Okay. Oh, this is strange. I don't know if we're live right now. It's telling me I started the stream. Oh, I think we're live. Let me double check. Let me go to the Lee Chess. Sometimes it glitches like this. Let me go to the Lee Chess streamers page. See if I'm there. I don't see, but that could be a delay. Let's see if the email got sent out. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna load it up. I think I'm live. I think we're live. Let me just double check. Normally it gives me a notification that we're live. I'm just gonna load it up. I think I'm live. Yeah, we are live. Okay. So sorry about that weird start. Yeah, I'm back with another chess lesson with my coach, Alessandro Manzone. He, as I mentioned last week, he started up a YouTube channel recently. He has about maybe 7 or 8 videos out already. So feel free to check that out if you have the time. His channel, you can see it you can see it right up there, right there. Just type that into YouTube and you can check it out. And he's currently doing recaps of the World Championship match. Yeah, you can check those out. Yeah, welcome back, Alessandro.
Thanks a lot, Tyler. Thanks for the intro. A lot of catching up to do to your games. I mean, I've been browsing through your last few games at least, and trying to find something in your videos. I saw a game that you won against the 2100 on chess.com. You published that video about a month ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a
And
while ago.
yeah, yeah, a new rapid rating high, I think it was.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that
Where
was
you play this Caro-Kann, where you completely smother all his pieces. You put a pawn on c5, the other one on f5.
okay.
Was the Tartacore variation of the Caro-Kann. That game was really impressive.
I only vaguely remember that. It was a little while ago. Yeah, I've been nosediving. I've been nosediving on the Lee Chess Rapid. I don't know why. I think it's partly poor play, but I don't know. I think partly bad luck too, in a way. And like getting flagged and stuff. And I ran into a
The
couple
last few games, you had great positions and you blundered something.
Yeah, I know. Just completely winning too, and then just drop a piece or something, or run out of time. But last night I set a new personal best on chess.com Blitz. I don't know if you saw that. So I'm happy about that.
Oh, the last video, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll last me a while. So that improves my morale for a while.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, new personal bests all the time. It's pretty impressive.
Not all the time, but I'm happy to get them once in a while. Yeah.
There were a lot of games. I picked some of them in which I thought you made some important positional mistake that has to be
Punished.
addressed.
Yeah, I know.
This is the only all the games, so to speak, because it's one of your last classical games. Well, classical 15 plus 10, I believe it is. On Lee Chess.
Yeah, I kind of stopped playing them because it's so hard to get a game.
Yeah, you have to wait forever.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I even tried to make a video playing 12 plus 3, and I just gave up and played 10 minutes. It's more standard.
Yeah, it's not worth it, no.
Well, in this game you faced some offbeat opening. Right away, your opponent plays c4. I mean, not terrible.
I hate this.
Yeah.
It's such a downer. Like the positions are kind of boring and it's dull and I don't know. They're not fun.
Yeah, no, this is just going to be a close position most likely. Though, well, as you play knight c6, knight f3, you have options here. Though, well, you're a knight of player, so makes sense that you play these seats. I actually feel quite at ease against this stuff because if e6 d4, Well, in the Taimanov, this is a great setup for black. D4, c takes d, knight takes d, knight f6 attacking this pawn, and if knight c3, I
Yeah,
can pin immediately.
yeah. You like the
Um,
E6 lines, and I saw your video on your advice to how to play against the closed Sicilian, and you also recommend E6 D5. That's
yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
just a
your
setup, and that's it. I play c5, e6, d5 against it, and no matter what white does.
But so in
Uh,
this C4 E4 thing though by white, it's a little, you have to be careful though, because white can trick you into it's like a transpositional trick to get into a Maroxy bind, like black, because I don't play the dragons, I don't play accelerated dragons or anything, but it's, if you're not careful, you can end up in that if you play like G6, or actually I think G6 is okay, but yeah, there's a few lines that you got to be careful about. So white can transpose into this. So so I got to be careful about that because I like to play it from white side, not black.
And if d4 here, you take, and after knight takes, knight f6.
Sorry, I was just typing. We had a viewer. So,
Oh, sorry.
so, yeah. But you're asking me like what I should do here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So this is, I forget because in my notes I have something where G6 I think is actually okay, but not. I don't know if it's in this position. I'd have to check, but there's in some positions you can play G6 and it won't actually transpose. But here I think it would transpose.
Yeah, it's looking like it transposes to to dragon.
Yeah. An accelerated dragon. Yeah, which I don't want.
Unless you have some tricky move order, like knight f6, knight c3, and then you play e5. I don't know if that's possible at all.
I think it might be if they don't play d4. Maybe it might be if they play knight c3, we can play g6, I think, and then it doesn't transpose.
No, that's not what happens if it plays d4 anyway.
I'd have to check my notes. I know that there is a line where you can play g6, but that's the problem. That's my problem with these lines, because I can't remember. There's so many subtleties, so I have to tread carefully with avoiding.
You can play e5.
Yeah, I know. I just don't like those positions. They're dull. I find them dull.
Else, it looks like you will have to play some accelerated dragon here. Unless you have, we're not going to reveal your preparation live either, but something to think about.
Well, let me, if you don't mind, just give me 20 seconds here, and I'm going to look it up because I'm actually curious. So 1 second here. I will look that up. I don't mind revealing it. I don't mind revealing it because everybody who watches my stream, they'll know everything anyways. So in black, so what was it? E4, C5, and then C4, right? This Staunton Cochrane variation. Yeah, so knight C6, and then did they play knight F3? Is that what we were looking at? I'm in a different
F3?
Yeah, I'm in a different window.
Oh yeah,
so I actually, maybe I'm thinking of a different. Oh yeah, so G6. No, so I actually do have E5 as my response here.
Yeah, because you don't want to play the accelerated dragon.
Yeah, so my notes say G6 allows white to transpose to the accelerated dragon Roxy bind after D4, and then I wrote E5 is so boring though. Yeah, but there's no way around it, right? You're either going to allow the transposition into the accelerated dragon or like the Maroxy bind variation of it, or else you got to play this E5 system.
I think there are weird ideas like queen b6 here, just not to allow. Let's just stop that. d4. I don't know if it's a move right here. I have it on
Yeah,
this line. It's knight c3, and now queen b6.
yeah, it is. Like I
Uh,
have this up to depth 60 here. Depth 60 with
60.
Stockfish 17. I ran this for 7 hours and 29 minutes. Queen b6 is 0.19, if you're curious. So
1-9. Wow, what happened to?
yeah, yeah, that's
Oh
a
my
fifth
god.
best or sixth best move here. Queen
Oh,
a5.
right in this position.
Queen
Okay.
a5 is playable too at 0.18. You can probably play anything because it's right. You can kind of play a lot of things here, but yeah,
Yeah,
I just
I
don't want to
mean,
play
E5 is the
those.
way. This is the principal way to sidestep the
Yeah,
dragon, the accelerated dragon.
I just
But your
hate.
opponent didn't even have that plan. He played h3, and what is that? Uh,
Yeah, it's nothing. Well, that's
so
not true. That's not true. It actually scared me a little bit. I remember this is a recent game, or is it? How recent is it?
no, this is like 1 month ago, I think.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
these days, um, like h3, if you're facing h3 here against a low rated player, let's say like 1400, then I'm not scared. But against a higher rated player, I start to get a little bit scared because I'm thinking about stuff like the Adams attack. You know,
Mm,
although against g6, probably that doesn't make any
yeah,
sense.
exactly. Not
Yeah,
here. It
yeah,
looks like he's just trying to
yeah,
make this not happen, though it
it's
wasn't even a threat.
yeah, yeah,
um, and yeah, now he plays g3 and confirms that h3 shouldn't be there. What was that? I
yeah.
mean,
Most
this
slip
doesn't
maybe.
make any sense. Yeah, see, you're just. I take your position now any day. d3, you castle, he castles, and now you go e5. Now that's interesting. Why now?
It was I can't think of the word, but I was just trying to ignore the inevitable as long as possible. Like I just yeah, I didn't want to play e5, and then eventually I realized. Well, even here, I don't think I have to play e5, but I was also starting to run out of ideas. I think.
You can play the standard rook
Yeah,
b8, a6, b5. That's one thing.
yeah.
Though I'm gonna show you an idea borrowed from the English opening, because you get something similar to this in some lines, and you have a nice maneuver to take full control of d4. You can play 98 here, which is probably one of the best moves, if not the best. And the idea is to go knight c7, 96. And to get a grip on d4, which is not that easy to stop at all.
I do some similar
Um,
things as white in
yeah.
in against like the Nydorf. Oh no! Against the Lasker Pelican, like kind of like Sveshnikov positions where they play e5. You know,
Oh, you've
like
seen it
e4, c5,
happening.
knight f3, knight c6, d4, that type of thing. And then when they play e5, then I bring the knight sometimes to c2 and then to e3. So I have two knights that
E3.
can go into d5. So this is the same
Yeah, and
idea.
if your opponent doesn't play b5, you might even go a quick knight c4 and knight e3. Yeah. Um, yeah, and it happens in the English too, in the English Open. And this could almost be an English with colors reversed. um, And yeah, there's really no way to stop 97, 96. You can afford to employ all this temp. You don't really have anything. And it looks like an anti-positional move. It looks like you're just, getting the developed piece back, but you're really aiming for d4, and there's not much white can do about it. Any developing move, so to speak, like bishop d7, is just hurting your bishop. It's just in the way. So you can afford to just improve this knight. And yeah, well, knight c3, knight c7, and you're playing knight e6. If he plays bishop e3 now, he couldn't before. I mean, without the knight on c3, it would just take. So there wasn't really any time. And now you go knight e6, and you just stick a knight on d4. You're better. I mean, At least from, I don't know what Stockfish says, but from a human perspective, this is really nice. This is under control. He's not playing it, and then you can proceed with Rook B8, A6, B5, the standard Pound Storm. They're maybe even supported by a knight on E6, on D4. Sorry, one of these two. Yeah, pretty thematic idea to have in mind.
It's nice to have a plan, because in these types of positions, my only plan is these closed positions is Rook B8, as you say. So like Rook B8, A6, B5, or Rook B8, B5. I don't really have anything else other than that. I mean, it's hard.
He assumed some important commitments by playing this inverted triangle, leaving D4 weak, and then playing H3. I mean, it looks like White's setup took forever to to appear. And yeah, I would love to get a piece on D4, definitely. And well, E5 is not a bad move, definitely. You're okay. But it's still pretty closed, and yeah, you're probably hating this position.
Yeah.
Knight before this was strange. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but why?
I don't know. Just because I could. I don't know. I was trying to say, you're gonna play A4. Oh yeah, well, you know. I don't know. I was kind of without ideas. And so I just thought I'd plug it there, and maybe eventually it could come in handy.
What's your natural plan?
I don't have one now, because when he played A4, because normally I would run down the queen side here, like B5. Without that, I don't know. Maybe we can break on F5. You know, that's the next plan.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for both of you because both of you have to see in that break. But if you break on F5, you make this bishop look very good. Ironically, maybe you need to copy him and just play H6, bishop E6, and queen D7.
I hate that type of. Oh man, I just hate it. That's why I hate this. I hate the C4. I never should have played E5. But.
You're doing fine. I mean, it's objectively fine. You have no problem. I mean, what does White have to show for his opening play here? I don't think he got anything out of the opening really. B3, I just don't understand it. Besides leaving some, I don't want to call them weaknesses, but it feels so unnecessary to play B3. Again, it does no harm either. I mean, it's so close. And you went 98. Okay. So I guess F5 is in the cards, but you can also reroute the knight.
Yeah, but it was primarily for F5 ideas when I played it.
Yeah, I think it'll be wise to continue maneuvering if he doesn't do what he does in the game, because he jumps into D5, and now you take, and now there's a pawn chain there. So F5 makes more sense than ever. You're actually hitting E4, undermining D5, and looking to expand on the king side. And this looks pretty nice. Definitely, if I have to choose, I take black here any day. He goes bishop D2. Well, A5 is reasonable. You're freezing the queen side. I like it because you're freezing the queen side. And you can entirely focus on the king side where, well, okay, you have some initiative, you could say. Queen C1, don't understand that one. But if the idea is to change this, that's a very bad one. Now this bishop is not great at all, so you kind of welcome that. And this is the main reason why I wanted to check out this game. You really went astray in this move. You took on E4. You saw that you were winning a pawn. Your opponent, I don't think he saw it, honestly, but it went really well for him. It wasn't unintended sacrifice by him. You took on E4, The main idea being after d takes e4, you take on h3 because the knight on f3 is hanging. If he takes the bishop, then you take on f3. But the concept is flawed. What's the reason?
Bishop e6.
Yeah, he can play bishop e6 check, but even if he didn't, because in the game he didn't. What's the positional reason, you might say, why?
So I know that
taking
that's my
that
good
pawn would be
bishop.
good?
It's my good bishop, and you could say that his light squared bishop is his bad bishop. You know, most of his pawns are in light squares. It is protecting his king though, so I don't know. It almost seems to balance itself out. But for the gain of a pawn, yeah, I was willing to accept a bishop on e6. I thought I could kick it out later with like knight c7. Apart from that, a positional issue with bishop h3.
Yeah, you name them.
Oh, okay.
Those are your real issues. Your control over the light squares is going to be a problem. And suddenly his pieces are much better than yours. That's another concern.
I thought it would be worth it. I thought it would be worth it for a pawn. I mean, I've been getting better about not being super materialistic, but like I realized that I understood that that's my good bishop, and we don't have a lot of potential for our dark squared bishop after that. But I don't know. I guess it's not worth it, eh?
But it's that, and it's the pawn you're taking too. I mean, we're not talking about a particularly important pawn. In fact, if you show me the position honestly and tell me that black is up a pawn, I'll say, oh yeah, really, I didn't notice. Because it's a pawn that's not going to make any difference for a very long time. Here's your extra pawn. That won't tilt the balance anytime soon. If it was for a center pawn or a pawn on a side where you get a majority and then you can push your pawns well, then we could think about it. But this case, you're giving up too much. Sorry, and your position really deteriorates, and he also gets the h file to boost. So yeah, he's getting just too much for the pawn. I don't think he played the best here. Probably bishop e3 is not it, but I still see you suffering here. You play knight c7 to cover bishop e6, which is logical. King g2, rook f8, and queen d2, and even slow playing this more or less, white is gonna get a really nice edge. He can play on the h file. Your pieces are going to be thoroughly defensive, and this bishop is terrible. This knight, well, it's still a pretty bad piece. And if anything, white has a plan of doubling up on the h file, and you will have a lot of problems. Each and every piece of his is going to attack the king side. And if you play h5 to defend as you did in the game, well, g4 is it's always there. So yeah, the problem is where your extra pawn is. It's here, and it's completely meaningless, while his positional advantages are acting up right away, immediately. And you very much need counterplay here, and you played b6, which is really not in the spirit of this position. You need your pieces to come back to life somehow. So what do you think?
Well, there's
maybe a better try.
We could give a pawn back with b5.
Yeah, I'll seriously think about it. I don't even think you're giving it back, really. Oh no, you have a tactic. If b5, queen takes a5.
No, I was thinking ab. I was thinking he goes ab first.
AB,
yeah.
rook. Yeah, you have, well, knight takes, you stick a really nice knight on d4, so that will be worth this pawn. But you also have rook takes attacking the one on b3,
Mm.
so there's a lot going on there. Well, b5, what if he takes? I mean, I'm interested in that tactic. After queen takes a5, what does black play?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is b4. Because that looks kind of scary.
Trying to trap it.
Yeah. So
It might well
b4.
work.
Yeah, maybe have a perpet there or something. Like rook a8, rook b8.
Yeah, we'll have to stop some queen c6 because then he has d7 too. But it's interesting. You have another way in which you just recover your pawn, I think. I still prefer white.
Knight takes d5.
Nice. Exactly. Because the queen is hanging after all, so yeah, this tactic. And the point is the intermediate check. If queen takes d8, you have this check just in time to save the knight, and then you can take the queen back. And yeah, we're fine with this, definitely. How are we doing here? Well, we keep the extra pawn, and now there are no queens, so that's an improvement.
Opposite colored bishops too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking reasonably good. Yeah, it really looks.
But
really looks.
it would have taken a big mindset shift for me to have played b5 in the game, because I purposely took the pawn so I wasn't ready to
you were
concede I wanted to hang on to my extra pawn at this juncture. It would have required a big paradigm shift of thinking.
Yeah, his kingside attack gets rolling, and it's so hard to play this with black. I mean, he's just doubling up, and
my bishop is
nothing,
terrible.
Yeah, your minor pieces are just suffering, and this is just giving him a hook, an advanced pawn, front of the king that he can easily break.
Yeah.
With g4 and open the h file. And you're definitely not ready to.
I was suffocating. I wanted some room to breathe.
The bishops are actually great, even if the center is blocked. The bishops are aiming exactly where they're supposed to be playing. So, rook h1, queen e7. I don't know. This looks like g4 should be the move right now. I don't know why he didn't play it, but well, his move is reasonable too, and I don't know if he will stop g6 successfully. G4, sorry. I don't know if you're stopping this anyway. As the game progressed, you play bishop f6, rook h1, g5 while you blunder the pawn. I don't know what that was. Was that a misclick or something?
I can't remember. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think I wasn't streaming this. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see a video on it, but
yeah, I don't think I was streaming this, so I probably, this was probably a mouse slip. I'm sure.
Yeah, it looks like it, but still, you're doing very poorly here after g4, and his pieces are already.
No. This did not feel good. I was, yeah, and I was all, I didn't have much time here too. Like I didn't have much hope.
Honestly, I don't think that your opponent sacrificed this pawn at all.
Oh
He
no.
just didn't see that
Yeah, of
you were
course. No,
winning
I
this
don't give
game.
him that much credit. No, no, no.
So let's go back to the critical moment. This is a critical moment of the game because he went for the wrong plan and he had way too much for a pawn that wasn't really that important. I mean, if white is going to sacrifice a pawn, so to speak, well, the h3 pawn is the first candidate for him, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
He might even thank you for opening the H file as he did in the game. um, so if you don't do this, then what?
Um, I don't know. B5 still looks okay here.
It's interesting. Yeah, it looks interesting. Pawn takes, you have rook takes, and his b3 pawn is maybe even weaker than your a5 pawn. So that is one thing. A King's Indian player would be seriously considering f4 and launching the pawn storm on the king side. It feels pretty thematic too.
So how would that work? You know, I don't know anything about the King's Indian. So F4 and then what? GF?
GF? Okay.
I don't know. I've never. This is a foreign position to me.
You haven't seen the any
No.
classical games where white just gets
No.
killed on the king
No,
side?
I haven't. I know. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I know. It's sounds like
Yeah,
something.
it's something to consider reviewing because even
Well,
if you don't play it, it's worth knowing.
did Fisher have a lot of those games?
Fischer played some King's Indian. It wasn't his opening, but
I
you
thought.
can think of Kasparov maybe as
Okay.
the world champion that that really pushed the. Before him, Bronstein. And Bronstein is the guy who really brought the King's Indian back to life, or well, he introduced it into the to the elite tournaments because it was believed to be just way too restricted. And it's funny that at some point people believe that the Fianchetto variation against it was like a refutation or something. And Bronstein completely destroyed the Fianchetto variation in a couple of games, and then it gained traction from there. It gained popularity. And yeah, it's after that there were some games with this. In Zurich 1953.
I looked at every
The
game, so maybe I just forgot them. But I went through every game on a physical board from that term. That's like 1,000 games.
Isn't Taimanov Naidor from that tournament? I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of Kings. So those were mostly Naidorfs, Kings Indians, and I mean that was what else was there? There was
Stalberg played some, I think.
there was some
I
there was
don't know.
some like Queen's Gambit, I think, but there was a lot of Nimzos. Yeah, and King's Indian. What those were the primary ones, I think. There were not many. There was like hardly. There was no like E4, E5s in that tournament, from what I remember. There was a very few. Yeah, very few. Yeah, but I'm just not really aware of this typical attack. This
Yeah,
F5,
I mean,
F4.
This deviates from the standard, but if he doesn't take, you just push g5, h5, and just basically push all the pawns in front of the king. It's not only the king's Indian that this happens. And there are some famous old games, even from Anderson's time, where he, don't remember against whom, but he plays with,
Oh,
a pawn chain that
you mean
allows
you
his
mean
pawns
Adolf
just to
Adolf
advance.
Anderson?
Yeah,
Oh, way back
that
when.
Anderson.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
really old stuff. There's a game, and if I remember correctly, there's a game Anderson Steinitz where Steinitz plays something like this against him. Like he completely freezes the queen side and he just um, pushes all the pawns on the king side and checkmates him. um, I may be mistaken, but there was a game by Steinitz I think that he won like that. And Anderson had his own games with this. Um, well, pawn chain that just gives him a very big space advantage and allows him to push. So therefore, of course, we will have to figure out if this is not a problem.
I got to tell you, this is one of the most like foreign types of opening positions to me, because I just don't play anything that comes remotely that gives these types of structures, like nothing. So it's
Not even
no, it's crazy. Like there's some openings that I just have no clue about. Like I don't know, maybe like like Benoni or like the Grunfeld, but this is one of them. Like the same side castling and then just the pawn storm. And I feel very uncomfortable about it because I'm just clueless about these. I just have no experience in them.
Well, that's interesting because it's something to consider studying, especially because it doesn't just appear in the King's Indian necessarily. I mean, it's pretty thematic it can appear in any opening, given the right circumstances. Well, you see that it might have been a thing even here.
Yeah, maybe I should, because I mean, I think I'm not the only one, but when you like see games, like if you're looking at games from tournaments or whatever, I think it's natural to skip over the games of openings you don't play, right? But now that I play the Dutch, maybe I should look at these things a bit more, because in the Dutch you do kind of do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is right here, this F5, right? So yeah, this is, I need to learn how to attack like that.
Yeah, interestingly, well, this was really a mistake. It kind of brought back this game. I mean, the structure is not even remotely similar, but I like how Tal treats this position. He's playing with the white pieces. He always managed to get some attacking position. Clearly, the two bishops are aiming
Yeah.
at the king side. The queen side is close enough. The queen is close
Pawn
enough.
on E5.
Yeah, pawn e5, kicking the knight out of f6. It's a typical stuff for him. And he played h4 here, sacrificing the pawn.
I was just going to say H4, yeah.
And yeah,
because often you can do like G3, King G2.
Yeah, which kind of happened in your game. It wasn't a sacrifice, but yeah, he suddenly brings the rook 2, and it's funny that with engine analysis, this isn't even completely losing or anything. Black had to be brave and just go for that pawn anyway, which is hard. I mean, you can get why Black would play a move like G6 because there are a lot of ghosts now with check, Queen H5, Rook H1. So G6 seems to make sense, but at the same time, it's so weakening that White just takes over from here. Bishop F8, Bishop G5, Queen C7, and well, this works pretty nicely as an exercise now. What does White play?
So I'm looking at Rook H7. And by the way, the whole like G3, King G2 thing, I think I first saw that in The Art of Attack. I think that's why I saw it so quickly. I think he mentions it there. And I liked it. I like the it's just a simple little maneuver. But yeah, so let me take a look at Rook H7. So Rook H7, let's say King H7. I don't know if that's what he'll do, but if King H7, Okay, there's so many ways. I have so many ideas here, but okay. So king h7, then we have queen h5, and if king g8, do I want bishop g6? I don't know about that. That might be too much. That's probably that's too much. That's too much. Okay, but after king g8. I don't know about that. I don't think I
Why
have
you leave your
anything
queen
there.
under attack? That's the thing. And after rook takes h7, king takes h7, the sacrifice makes a lot of sense. But queen h5, sometimes the queen is hanging, and you may lose time to fix that.
Well, I'm wondering if I can just I think you can defend that too. I was thinking for a moment, like just bring the queen back, like queen h3, and then bishop g7. Sorry, not bishop g7. H5. But he also might just play like f6 or something. Maybe he can't play f6. Yeah. So okay, maybe like if queen h3, h5, then we have g4.
Queen takes e5, attacks the bishop. Looks sketchy, really. Don't abandon your sacrifice so easily. I mean, you're opening the h file. You have all your pieces around. So rook takes h7, king takes h7. Yeah, queen h5 is not the best because the king steps out of there and suddenly he's attacking your queen
I have
for
to
no
spend a
reason.
tempo,
But is this the
moving
only
the
move?
queen. No, I mean I could again go queen h3, and then after king g8, if bishop f6 and bishop g7, that seems nothing. Yeah, there's no continuation there.
Forgetting about the piece that you can bring to the attack pretty easily.
Oh, yeah, my king's on g2. Okay, so I can double up again. Okay, so rook h7, if king h7, queen h3, king g8, and then rook h1. If bishop g7, I don't know. It looks like he's slipping away though.
The problem is your queen is misplaced, and you need to keep that king on g8 and attack it. And you would love to play bishop f6.
I wonder if I can just change the move, or I just go rook h1 first. So rook h7, king h7, rook h1, king g8. And although I don't know if that actually changes anything.
It's the placement of your queen. The queen on h3 doesn't really support bishop f6. It's a move that's actually useful to deliver the checkmate.
Oh.
So if you go queen h4 instead.
Yeah. Okay. So rook h7, so rook h7, king h7, queen h4. Yeah, and then king g8 is forced. and then we're going to get a pawn on f6. So bishop f6, bishop g7, and then rook h1. I don't know, but
what's your
no, I think I should take on g7 there. Then bishop g7, king g7, then rook rook h1 with king h8. I mean rook h8.
Mm-hmm. Up to that point, it's fine. Rook takes, king takes, check. The move order doesn't really matter. He has to go back to g8, and then you play queen h4, threatening the checkmate on h7. So bishop g7 is the only move to try to escape. And then bishop f6. And the threat is pretty simple. Just queen h7 check and checkmate on g7. Or queen h8. That's another one that's pretty
Well, I was thinking after after bishop f6, I thought he would go bishop takes f6.
Okay, e takes f.
And
the king is
okay,
he can't really run through e7. It's rook takes.
I see. Yeah. Oh, could he sacrifice his knight there? Knight f6. Knight f6 and then queen f6. No. I'm way. Yeah. So. Keep going. Yeah, and then I'll
check. And this is the key.
Yeah.
To support
and then and then I was thinking bishop g7 and bishop f6. So and then can we go knight takes f6 here?
Knight takes, pawn takes, and you threaten the same thing.
We're still not okay. Okay, and if we do it with if we take and then take with the knight, then there's queen h8. Okay.
Check. Not going anywhere. That pawn is.
It's weird because I know that this is such an elementary. Really, it's a pretty elementary attack, but I'm not an attacking player. I mean, and it shows, but it's no excuse for not being able to not calculate that. But it's just funny because I'm sure if you give this position to a lot of people lower rated than me, it's so obvious, but I'm just not an attacking player.
You have to see this, that the queen should be on h4 to support bishop f6, and bishop f6 is kind of a quiet move, so to speak. So yeah, maybe, but still there's some level of difficulty to it, because you just have it defended enough times. You're actually threatening check. Bishop takes, rook takes. Check.
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. At least I saw rook h7 immediately. That's something to that. No hesitation for that one.
Rook takes h7. That's the right sacrifice, and it's the move that you would expect from Tao. Bishop g7 actually runs into bishop f6 no matter what. It's honestly not that easy to realize beforehand. If he goes bishop takes, pawn takes, he can never even dream of taking that rook. You just pile up on the h file and you double up here, check, and then you checkmate. That rook is untouchable. If knight takes f6, you have queen takes, and then you take the queen, and you obviously have a fantastic rook that just threatening everything. Pawns are going to fall. It's funny that this was probably best for black. Considering what happened. He took on e5. Just not that bad, honestly. I mean, he's scoring h8. If you play rook a2 h1, he will play bishop g7. It's not that clear how you make progress. But then again, Tao being Tao.
Okay. This is bringing. I think I've seen this before. So I think it's rook f7.
The woodpecker, maybe. This
might be in the woodpecker. Yeah. But I didn't see it before. Like it started around here. Maybe I'm not sure if it's wood. It might not be woodpecker, but if it was a woodpecker, it would have. I don't know if it started. I don't know if it started
Maybe
with
it
Rook
started,
H7.
yeah.
No, maybe it
Would make
was, but
sense.
it wasn't. I didn't see the other line. I didn't see. I saw this line. I didn't see that other line where they take. I didn't look at that.
Right, they gonna.
Yeah, but this looks familiar. Yeah. Rook F7, and then if King F7. Also, I think this is in the advanced section of woodpeckers, so I don't think I've done too many rotations of this one yet. So that's why it's not clearly in my mind.
Okay. So
Yeah, but I'm almost. I'm pretty sure this is in woodpecker.
Anything. It has to be there.
Yeah.
It's a combination that, it's famous and by world champion, and it really lends itself well for for an exercise. So we haven't really sacrificed anything just yet. I mean, until he takes the rook, at least we're just offering the rook, but no one has taken anything.
Yeah, we're just taking pawns.
Yeah, we're just taking pawns.
Yeah.
And now?
Okay, and then it's still a little tricky. Like I think it's bishop g6, but let me calculate that out. But so if bishop g6, if he doesn't take it, well, first of all, if he does take it, I'm winning his queen. So I believe so. Bishop g6. Let's say king g6, and then bishop f. Wait a second. Yeah. Bishop f4, check. And if he moves the king, I take the queen, and I've got a queen, a bishop, and I've got a queen. Yeah, a queen, a bishop, and a rook against two rooks, a bishop, and a knight, which is not a huge amount of material, but also his king is very weak. So that looks good. So, and then if bishop g6, if he doesn't take it, so if he goes king, let's say king g8, well, I can give a check and then oh wait, how would I want to do that? Yeah. Well, sorry, that's still kind of tricky. I was thinking like we could take on e8, and then it's his king is kind of weakened. It's materially equal. If he recaptures, then I can have a discovery on his queen again.
Where is the discovered attack? Where should you move the bishop?
No. So I'm saying if bishop g6, king g8, and then I take on e8. If he recaptures, then I can go to f5 or f3. Not well, probably one is better than the other, but
one wins.
It has to go to f5 because we need to stop the queen from going to g7. Yeah.
That's the one. Exactly. That's what happened in the game. Bishop takes g6. Interestingly, if king takes check, king f6. If you just take, he has a rook and two pieces for the queen, but you can separate the king first with this check. So he's not winning your bishop after bishop takes e5. Now you're just winning the full queen.
Yeah, king f5, queen g5.
Yeah, he's even getting checkmated there. And if he just goes back, take the queen, you have the advantage that you were that you mentioned. And yeah, it's too much with that poor open king. And king g8, bishop takes c8. And well, black kept playing for a while, but he's just down, and it's changed. No, not yet. Sorry. No, he's not down and it's changed. He's down a pawn, and he has a turbo king. And it's going to be more than 1 pawn soon enough. After bishop g7, bishop d7. And only after knight c7, now he takes. He made the knight worse before taking on c6. And now it's 2 pawns and a completely open king. So, well, he kept playing for a while, but it's just losing entirely. There's a cute multi-way pin here.
Why didn't? Okay, I thought I was thinking rook c1 instead of rook d8.
instead of rook d8.
Yeah, rook c1, I was thinking.
Rook c1. Yeah, it may well work. um,
Probably there's a lot of good moves.
yeah, it looks like it's winning outright. I mean, that'll be easier.
Mm.
I mean, if it works, it's
Yeah, less headache.
definitely the move. Yeah, it's definitely the move. Well, this is just Tal being himself, probably because he saw bishop f6 here. With, well, the two-way pin, no piece can move.
Yeah.
And the only way to defend against queen takes g7 checkmate is
98.
queen h7,
Or,
which is...
okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 98 would just take
Yeah, I know. But,
yeah.
Ouch.
So yeah, he kept playing for a while here, but it's just too sad. And, well,
Yeah. Oh, really? They
he
played this.
resigns.
They played this out. Oh, I'm surprised.
Yeah, up to this point. Yeah. Now he just resigns because this falls and it's game over finally. But yeah, this case it was a sacrifice. Your game kind of reminded me of this one because yeah, you won a pawn that wasn't really that important. You actually gave your opponent the H file to attack. Oh, sorry, I don't know why this is. Okay, there it is. This is another game I chose to go through. And again, your opponent plays something that's, well, being generous, it's offbeat. He played bishop f4 here. I don't know what this is. Playing d3 with bishop f4 seems playing wrong. c5, e3. Nice, knight b2, d2, g6.
Wait,
you play well here.
I just want to see when I played this because normally I wouldn't really play c5. Oh, I played this today. This is today.
Yeah.
Oh, so I might have been a little bit tilted when I played it. Just letting you know, because I was playing it during the day off stream, and yeah. Because normally I wouldn't. I don't think I would play c5 there. That's why. But and I think I play e5 coming up.
Still getting a great position. I like about this. Your opponent is just doing whatever. And this setup e3, d3, bishop e3 looks like what people play when they just start playing. They put everything on the third rank every pawn. I don't know what this was about. And he just allows you to see space. What should he play here? Because he still has something better than what he did. Instead of rook e8, maybe you could have played knight h5. That would have been...
I think I do it later. Yeah. But I could have done it right away. Well, because of that, maybe he plays h3. But it might be a little passive.
This is very typical Queen's Indian stuff.
Maybe d4.
Not bad. I mean, if he's going to fight for the center,
or
then
e4.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
or e4.
Or e4.
Yeah.
There might be many options. I was wondering about 95. This is the Queen's Indian thing to do. And he stops knight h5. If knight takes, bishop takes, well, that definitely improves the bishop. And then he can get something similar to the type of situation you see in the Queen's in the Queen's Indian, where you're just holding this off.
No, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny because I can't do anything about it. I can't dislodge that knight if I take
No.
I mean, sorry, I can't dislodge the bishop. If I take on e5, nothing I can do.
Yeah, and this one neutralizes your impressive bishop
Oh,
on
yeah,
g7.
it's so weird. It's weird that there's nothing I can do about it. You give me 5 moves, I can't do
Sometimes
anything.
you have maneuvers like queen
Oh,
d7, queen
jeez.
f5, but it takes time.
Yeah,
It
but I
takes
mean, that's
time.
crazy. I mean, yeah, it's just it's unusual, right? That you can't dislodge a piece like that. But
Yeah, this is in the Queen's Indian. It does happen. It was, I think, Botvinnik, the one that discovered that knight e5, knight takes, bishop takes, and the bishop is actually quite hard to
I
push
think
out of them.
sometimes there's some similar ideas for white in the Ruy Lopez when you put the bishop on d5.
D5.
Yeah, yeah,
On D5.
it's a similar idea.
Yeah, you just neutralize a fantastic bishop there. And well, he was so smothered that it's changed a couple of pieces and improving this one. It made sense. Your opponent just kept playing whatever. And rook e1. At least it was clearly to play e4. But what is this bishop even doing here now? That doesn't make much sense. And you didn't want to play d4. I was interested in this decision
I
because
was
this
a little
looks so
concerned
good.
about c3 and being a bit overextended in the center. I got a little bit nervous about that.
Here you just probably have a space advantage more than being overextended. He has some awkward pieces. This bishop doesn't belong on e2. That bishop is just absurdly
Yeah, he played
badly
it like
placed.
it's like a crippled London, right? Like he played d3 and then he played it like a London but with less space, so it was really weird.
He's suffocating here. He
Yeah.
has a King's Indian type of structure now with d3, 4, except he should have this bishop on g2 and it should be a fianchetto. And this bishop has no business being on g3. um, if knight c4, you can counter with knight h5 and you have enough defenders on e5. Um, yeah, it looked like the principal thing to do. You play knight h5. Um, which I don't really know what to say about. Um, it's well, you're getting the bishop. You still have a space advantage. He took, and his counterplay is definitely against the center. But what he plays here, that's absolutely nothing. You just take. He takes back with the knight. And this is a huge advantage. I mean, he didn't even try to react at any point, and now you have a clear advantage while being generous to your opponent. Honestly, this must be positionally winning. But why is this so terrible for white?
Well, his bishop is bad. I mean, its best prospect is to go back to f1 and defend. And I have more space. I have the bishop pair. His queen is poorly placed as well. I can get even more space by expanding on the queen side. I have f5 that can be played. I can go knight d4 if I wanted to. I have all the play, and he doesn't. If he tries, it's really hard for him to fight back. I kind of have like a inverse Maroczy bind here going on as well.
Yeah, big space advantage. Mobile pawns, pair of bishops, and ridiculously bad knights. And everything is giving you an advantage here. Those knights, the knights have nothing to do. I mean, where are they supposed to go? How do you maneuver them to decent squares? They are known. I mean, you have the ability to take all of the possible outposts, or at least decent squares around the center. If he puts a knight on e4, you might just kick it back with f5. c4 is the only prospect because b5 might be harder for you to play, um, but still, I mean, the knights are pretty terrible. You went back. I don't know if this was entirely necessary though, and not that you lose any advantage, but He played knight e4, b6. The knight on e4 is. It's funny that the knight on e4 is so bad. It's just there to be pushed back
Yeah.
at some point. In fact, h6 and f5 is kind of a typical thing here. So bishop b7, still fine. That's just a loss of time. And here I think you make a big mistake.
Yeah. Well, I remember analyzing
Big
this.
mistake.
I remember. Yeah, there were like his nights are terrible. So I remember because this was only like 5 hours ago that I played this game, but I remember f6, just like f6 and g5, because like f6 knight a3, I think g5, and he can't do anything
Yeah,
about
you're
it.
so much better that you might just hit span and that's it. Or h6 f5 and everything makes sense here. The knight just gets kicked back and
Yeah,
just a terrible piece.
I can't remember what I played
It's
though.
interesting how bad this movie is, though.
Oh
It's
yeah.
surprising, even.
Um.
Not because of what he played, though. He didn't really play that as he was supposed to. He took well, which he has to, and now the follow up wasn't great either.
I think I went ed. I'm sure.
Yeah, and now that's definitely bad. I mean, at least you should keep the imbalance of having a big mobile pound mass in the center, because the knight is still not the greatest piece. The problem is that the problem with knight d4 is that and between a space advantage and overextension, there's a very fine line. And it overextension of your pawn structure and your position in general is just a couple of trades away. And this is what's happening here. These two are disappearing. He gets a chance to play bishop f3, and suddenly you find yourself in a position with only a couple of minor pieces. And so white is not suffocating so badly, not as he was here. In fact, if you start pushing the knight back, his pieces really have no squares. His bishop remains a terrible piece. This knight still doesn't know what to do, where to go. But
Yeah.
once you engage in these exchanges, well, you took with the e pawn, which also gives him a fighting chance on the e file. This is the move he should play. Just get rid of this quite impressive bishop you have there on b7, and he's probably fine.
Yeah.
In fact, you weaken the light squares quite a lot. And now you can't even say that you actually have a space advantage. This is just because there's this really nice concept. It's in Gelfand's book. In I think it was Positional Decision Making in Chess. He took it from another author, whom he credits, of course, Michael Steen. In Simple Chess, Michael Steen, a very old book. He says that the space is is your position's ability to give shelter to your pieces. The ability to contain your pieces and in such a way that they remain useful. So you can be a little restrictive, but if there are no minor pieces, your pieces are not suffocating. They don't have coordination problems, which is what's going on here. After bishop takes, knight takes, for example, yeah, you have more advanced pawns. That's true. But white's pieces are not hurting that much because there aren't that many at all. The knight on f3 is pretty decent. It can now aspire to jump to some weakened light squares. Some more exchanges are going to happen on the e-file. So it's not as terrible. If you go back a little bit, white's position ability to give squares to all of these pieces is clearly limited, or just not there at all. White's position isn't good enough,
Yeah, I shouldn't have traded when he had less space, because that's generally what you want to engage in trades when you have less space. I think I needed to Karpovian mode here. Just make small little incremental positional improvements, right? Because there's no rush, right? Oh, did we disconnect?
Oh, sorry.
I think we're back.
Yeah, it said reconnecting.
Okay.
Only just for me.
What was the last thing you heard me say?
I don't remember because I
okay.
was talking.
I just said, I probably should not have traded here when I have more space. Generally when you have less space, you want to trade so you have more room to move what pieces you do have. And I probably should have played in a more Karpovian style, just making small little incremental improvements to the position. There was no rush for me to move ahead. I could have just enjoyed the position and like a Petrosian style too. Just what's it called? Like squeeze them to death, like a python. So
exactly, because with 94 you're solving the problem of the bishop on e2 and the knight on f3. Currently, White's position is restricted and his pieces are suffering it. With some exchanges, well, you might just have gone too far with your own pawns, which is really funny. I mean, it's not that you're even worse here. It's probably just fine. But he has no problematic pieces anymore. So calling this now a space advantage is probably misguided. I don't want to say you're overextended either, because it's not like your pawns are easy to attack or you have huge weaknesses or anything. But at least your opponent's pieces are not suffering anymore. Yeah, there's a big difference there. Your opponent decided to suffer though. He went back to to f3 immediately, and he, for some reason, decided to keep this horrible
yeah, I don't know.
on e2. And now you're back at it. I mean, you have the bishop pair. What a bishop this one is. And yeah, we can talk about the space advantage as long as this thing is here on e2. So yeah, in the rest of the game, well, here you again make a slight mistake. I know you probably think of this bishop as, well, that's my bad bishop.
Yeah.
But is it that bad though? I think the problem is that this knight is really bad. Because it doesn't really find any squares to go to. I guess a reasonable plan is just to double up on the e5 and see what happens. I don't know.
I remember something too, because I think he later, I think it's this game, and I think he plays like queen f4 later, and I could have played just queen e7, just wins on the spot that I missed. I think it was this game. Pretty sure.
Or
not here, but soon.
Yeah, it happens here.
Yeah.
Bishop e5 takes. You take with the rook, and he played queen f4.
Yeah, and I think I should have just played queen e7. Although, I did. Did I? Okay, so maybe it was a couple. No. Oh, I didn't play that. What did I play?
You chose rook a8 instead. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still pinned. Yeah.
Yeah, he misses two. What's White's move here?
Well, you would think maybe queen e2. Queen d2, I mean.
Kind of what happened again. You'll play this anyway. In king f1, you have tactics here. It happened again.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he can exploit this pin. There's a way. Not that he wins or anything, but he gets off the hook a little bit at least.
Exploit the pin? How could that be possible?
Yeah, exploit, maybe that's a bit of a strong word for it. More than It's more about using the fork to save himself.
Oh, maybe maybe a bishop f1.
Nice. That's, I think, the only move. Because now this is not check. You'll be just dropping the queen. Um, so yeah, he walks out of the pin. I mean, that's a pretty nice achievement, and it's not clear how you.
I had been waiting for him to play bishop f1 all game. I don't know why he left it on e2. It was so weird. I mean, it only had one. It made sense for him to put it on f1 ages ago, and then g2 or leave it on f1. But I don't know why. It was really weird. He just left it on e2. It was so strange. He didn't even put it on f3. He just left it on e2. What did that bishop do to him? You know.
Yeah, no, this is. I don't even know if I want to go into this, which of course.
I know. I considered other stuff. But then it looked enough. It looked like enough to win, so I just went with it.
Yeah, this is just.
Because I did think here for a while. I remember thinking for like a minute or so. Because I remember at first I was looking if I could deflect the king, because I was looking at rook e2 and then bishop g2, but it doesn't work because he just goes king e1.
Yeah, if you use another move order, he will have this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is surely enough.
But I remember I made a mistake here because I shouldn't have left the rook. I shouldn't have kept the rook on h5 and then played f5. I shouldn't have boxed in my rook like that.
You completely locked the rook in
on
h5, and it was so hard to retrieve from there. And this is all fine, of course, but yeah, where does that moment come? Rook h5. He's entirely passive, so yeah, this.
I'm still okay, but then once I play f5, the computer didn't like it, and I think also later, I think I might have brought the king. I think I brought the king the wrong way too. I think I needed to put it to c6, but I put it to c7, but I put it to e7 if I remember correctly, which was a mistake.
Yeah,
because he had f6 check.
Yeah. That right at the end, you were like down to a minute or so.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to remember when the game is only like 5 hours old. I mean, I remember all the ideas.
Yeah, I tried not to pick games that were too old because of that. Only the classical, I said, well, it's a classical game, or it's a little longer at least. We should take a look. But and yeah, this is. It became messy.
Fortunately, most of my opponents they seem pretty bad at endgames, I've noticed, like compared to the way they play the rest of the game. I've noticed
they don't know what studies endgames. I've seen crazy stuff. More than decent players, I mean, quite strong players making terrible mistakes in endgames because no one pays attention to them really. I've seen some impressive things. I do them myself, but I've seen some crazy stuff. Theoretical endgames that are completely thrown away by I don't know 2,000 ELO players, which is really strong. It's true that nowadays also there are no adjourned games or anything. You're playing the endgame with very little time.
That's true. Yeah, and you're tired. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the last part of the game. Tired already. No time. So you're definitely winning this. but yeah, it's become
No, it
more
was no. I
challenging.
was stressed here because and I only have 2 minutes. Yeah.
Rook a5, yikes. Yeah, that's a move I don't like. I wonder if you can use this mechanism, because it's really hard to stop this. And you keep pushing those pawns with the 2 pawns with the rook in front of them work like a mechanism. Like
Yeah.
you can just push
Yeah.
the pawn forward.
Yeah.
um, yeah, it looks like an idea, because yeah, you have to let go of the 8 pound though. That's how it went down on time. But rook a5 is so passive that
Yeah.
yeah, it allows f4 and well, still have to fight.
I was still in denial. I was trying to hold on to everything.
But even this, of course, is winning. But yeah, here king is set. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable that f8 is so annoying, because you lose this and he stops the d-pawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. If you go, yeah, you're down to a minute and 30 seconds. Yeah, king c7. There's no check, and king takes runs into rook e5 probably, and you separate him from the rook.
No, I think it would have just been the same as what happened in the game.
Or rook c1. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one wins too.
Yeah.
Any of the two should. Separate the king from the rook, or well, make him step right in the way, and then you just push the pawn. Yeah, well, he missed his chance too.
He had time though, so he has no excuse. I had an excuse.
This happens a lot too. I mean, one player builds up a big advantage in the clock, and they just keep blitzing
Yeah,
moves
yeah.
for no reason. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of
when-
their whole thing. They're trying to win on the clock, the whole game. Kind
Whereas
of.
no one tells you, hey, here you should be
Slow down.
trying to find something.
Yeah.
So yeah, now check, and he even loses the rook.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was weird, but it would have been lost anyway. Yeah.
But yeah, interesting game, because you built up a huge space advantage in the opening, and then traded off a little. Well,
Yeah.
more pieces than you could afford. And it really reminded me of Steam. I shall put this example here, but Steam compares two positions from the Accelerated Dragon, where you have the Maroczy Vine, and in one position, Black has a lot of minor pieces that are kind of in the way of
And then you
each
play
other.
knight c2, right?
Oh, in that.
So sometimes the computer likes to avoid the knight trade on c6, and then so it brings it back to c2 to avoid the trade.
Yeah, that's the thing there.
Yeah.
And he shows the same pawn structure, but taking out some minor pieces. And it's impressive how it changes just as much as this position that you played. A couple of minor pieces are traded, and the space advantage is gone, essentially. This last game. Okay.
So let me just see the date. So today as well. Okay. Wait. That can't be right. Oh, okay. Yes, right. It is. Okay. Well, we'll see, because I've been not playing well this month, so I'm scared to look at it. Oh, there can be the a6 d6. Oh no, it's this one. Okay, and then he plays d6, I think. Yeah. Okay.
And you play d4.
Yeah.
I got a very comfortable position as usual out of the opening. 97, knight c3. You're still working with.
Oh, this is very recent. This is this is very recent.
Few hours ago, yeah.
I think I played okay, and then I just blundered. Okay, we'll see. I don't fully remember. I wasn't sure about knight d5.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know what I didn't really know what to do here.
Hey, this and queen d2.
Yeah, I really didn't know. Because I get some really similar positions. but the knight it very rarely comes to e7, so that was kind of new. So that's very rare for the knight to go to e7. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. And
I wonder if you can. I
considered
changing. Can you play knight b3?
Oh, knight b3.
Not entirely sure. I mean,
and then maybe bishop d3.
Bishop b. Which one?
No, then bishop d3 after
this,
for white.
This one back.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some
bishop
point
d3, king h1, f4, queen f3. Yeah. Because I play those types of positions. Like I play in so the knight normally doesn't come here, but in these lines, well, let me just it's a little bit different, but like in these lines, I get these very frequently, and so here is this right? Yeah, or they can take with a b pawn too. Wait, is this right? Sorry. No, I think
people play with a bishop.
Sorry, what was that? What did you say?
I saw people take with the bishop too.
Yeah. I think it might even be main line. And I used to castling is fine too. But I if we get, but the positions are all kind of similar. And wait, this is not right. I think they usually take us to b pawn, right? So b pawn and then bishop d3, and then they will castle, and then like an f4 or king h1, and then but a king h1, queen f3, and then you have d5 threats. They can never push their d pawn because then we play e5, I believe. So and there's also like b3. You can play bishop b2, and you just have to be a little bit careful because black can put a bishop on c5 and a knight on g4. So queen e1 stops that, and then you can play queen g3. So I've had those positions a lot. So that's why I got a little bit confused when he played knight e7 because it's suddenly quite different. But it seems the same, but this really changes the landscape quite a bit. And that's why I got a little bit confused here. I did decide to take on c6 because
it's fine though. I think you still have a.
I wonder if I can go just bishop d3 now.
Maybe I don't know if he will have this.
Oh yeah.
Rook e1, bishop e3 or bishop f4.
Maybe even king h1 here.
King h1 to play f4.
Yeah,
that's reasonable.
Yeah, because I like f4, queen g3. Maybe even just queen g3. I don't know about that.
No, that's knight e4.
Yeah.
At least for the time being, that's.
Oh yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I think it must be okay. I mean, I don't know if it's best, but rook e8, rook e1, I don't see a problem really.
Okay.
So at least it was principle. 95, well, he's threatening c6. You went back. a6.
That was weird.
Was threatening before.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's why I did it. I was wondering.
Bishop e6 and f4 makes sense. You have a very nice position.
Oh, and then I think was it this game where no, maybe f5 was okay. No, I can't remember. It might have been this game where the computer hated f5.
Yeah, it probably did.
Yeah, I think I think f5 was
really bad.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think because I think the position was bad after he took the knight. So f5, bishop d5, and I think I took with the pawn, which might have even been worse than taking with a queen. Why is it bad? Because my idea was eventually to like to play f6, but it didn't work out too well.
Yeah, you should be finding a way to more or less force it. Else, this is a big square for his knight. I mean, f5 is really committal. You better have something after this.
Yeah, maybe it was premature too, right? Like maybe if my pieces were a little bit more like in place, like maybe if I had a, I don't know, like a bishop on b2 or something and a queen on f3 or something like that. But my pieces are all in the back rank. They're not ready to hop in. So yeah, f5 might have been too much, too early.
Yeah, b3 looks reasonable. I don't know b4 if it's tactically possible, but if it was, it would be nice. Might well be.
Could almost even play well. G4 can't be that crazy. No, G4, really G4. I'm saying.
What?
I don't know. Is it? Point, what's the point? Just to like then f5. Okay, f5 he still gets e5, but then I've got g5. Is it that bad? Or I might just play.
You don't need g4 to play f5, so I don't know if it's.
Yeah, but if I go GF though, it's a little bit different. Although I don't have rook G1, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's too much G4. Maybe it's too much.
Yeah, at least I don't see the need. I mean, the sense that if you want to play f5, you can even do it now, and g4 might. You might push in the future, but I don't know. I don't know if right now is it's the priority.
Okay, well, what about... Oh, it doesn't work. I almost want to play knight e3. Maybe I can play it. Why not?
Knight e3?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Well, I was thinking f5 again, but just not letting him trade off his bishop.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy one either. I mean, b4 is... I'm still trying to work this out. Bishop takes. It does look good for you, but... But yeah, the problem with f5 is he takes, of course, and then he just makes himself strong on the dark squares. And you're right, e takes d. I can get where you're coming from with this, because if you take with the queen, then this will also be a target. Like even
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought I'd just have a central backward pawn. I didn't want to babysit that. And then I also thought I didn't want that pawn, because I was still having hopes of bishop d3. And so I didn't want that pawn there.
Yeah, I'm thinking this, which almost makes you play queen d3.
Yeah.
And then rook e8, and he has you tied down to it. Because if you take rook queen takes, rook b8. And if this falls, he has a lot of threats. Knight f2 to start with, but also queen h4, like check now. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And queen c6 has rook b6, queen a4, rook b4, so that one is falling, yeah. Yeah, probably not. Probably just queen d3. But after rook e8, black can't be. It has to be in good shape here. H6, and he blocks all the dark squares, and again you have a terrible bishop here. But it takes, yeah. Now he gets. You're overextended now. We can call it. He went knight f6. Must be okay. Know if it's best. Queen f6 is kind of tempting to me because I really want this knight on e5. But well, knight f6 makes sense too. Bishop g5, queen e7. Bishop d3, queen e5, and then he attacks this.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I dropped that pawn. Oh, I didn't want it. Yeah, I didn't want to. That was a hard pill to swallow.
Now he has a slight advantage. It might not be the end of the world.
I remember I dropped d5. I dropped d5 in this game. Yeah.
Yeah,
in a few moves. Yeah.
Yeah, queen takes b2. Well, now you have f6, so yeah.
Yeah.
He has to be careful. Okay, e1. He's just playing on the dark squares, and there's not that much you can do about it. You took and played f6, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're trying to just hold, well, you have a problem because this is also hanging, yeah. I'll think about something like queen e4, trying to exchange queens, and then yeah, it'll probably be a draw. Then queen takes b, and I don't know what's happening really.
F6, so.
So f6.
No. If he takes on b2, we just have f6, don't we?
Yeah, but g6 again, like.
Yeah, but but queen e7 must be good.
Queen e7.
Or even queen h4. I don't know. I thought that would all be good.
You do have activity, that's for sure. I don't know.
Actually, that's similar to what happened in the game.
Yeah, bishop e6 or queen e5, trying to exchange queens. It is similar to what happened in the game. Yeah. That's true. g6, queen h4, and well, you make him play h5.
Yeah, but also a bit low on the clock here too.
Yeah, you're way behind that. So yeah, this one is just falling. Is there no?
Yeah, that was a mistake, but
tough to avoid. I mean, can you play c4? That leaves the bit floating there. It's tricky though. I can just take. I think so. I was thinking bishop takes, takes f7.
Well. Wouldn't I have queen g5 there? If queen b2, queen g5. He can't go king h7.
He needs to have this. Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah, queen takes b2, queen g5, and he can't stop this.
Yeah,
there's no way. No,
because I've got queen h5.
Nice. Queen takes b2, queen g5. Oh, you also threaten this. Yeah, that's game over. So if bishop d4 attacking this pawn, you just take here and completely open the king. Yeah, this threatens two things. Queen h6 and bishop takes. Yeah, too much. For the viewership, king h7 runs into queen takes h5.
And then queen h6, yeah.
So yeah, maybe you can hold on to the pawn hang on to the pawn on d5, maybe. No, yeah, I'll be reluctant to play more like c4 because it leaves the bishop.
Yeah, no, that's hard. It's yeah.
Yeah, I don't really trust it. Though I'm curious, can he really take here? It's so easy.
What win?
For example, if we play b3,
Yeah, well, this is similar to what happened because I do put the bishop
yeah,
on c4. I think it was actually okay. I think bishop c4 was the final mistake.
I was looking at this, but it
Oh,
doesn't work. Oh, wait a second. In this case, it may.
no,
It
king
makes this
h7.
work.
Oh
King
wait, yeah, sorry, no, we
h7.
just promote.
Well, no,
Oh,
you're
back
right.
rank, back
Oh
rank.
no, because we have queen e7. Yeah, promote,
Oh yeah, okay.
rook takes, and we have this check, and then we capture. We avoid the checkmate tricks. Yeah. Now, if king g7, there's queen f6, and if king f8,
Queen
there's also
f6.
queen f6.
Yeah.
But you do have this. Queen takes. There's nerves of steel, though. I mean, this is. After queen takes h5, I don't know. Maybe white has compensation. I don't know what's going on there. It's very tough. Because this pawn is paralyzing black. I don't see how this rook joins. White keeps creating threats. It's really annoying. Complex at least. Yeah, there were a lot of tricks, but yeah, it's not a position to play with 2 minutes really. So rook e1, queen takes d5, bishop c4.
Yeah, so I think the computer said that white was still in the game. I think bishop c4 was the final mistake.
Interestingly, yeah, this idea having the bishop on d3 is it's actually useful. I don't know what's the move here. Rook e7, maybe.
I forget what the issues were with bishop c4 to start.
I don't know if it's a big problem though, because if he changes queens, then you get rook e7 in and you're okay. He played well though. He played queen f5 and he's threatening d5. That's the problem. Yeah, you jumped into e7, which worked in the game, but he had b5 here and that's it. He attacks the rook and you can still play this, but actually there are not that many squares. Let's see. Well, at least black is finally safe. He's taking your pawn here and yeah, I don't know.
Opposite colored bishops. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to trade rooks.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe d5 is not as strong as I thought, but well, it allows black to finally defend. Rook f8, I'm really suspicious of this though.
No, I think that was the best move. I think the computer
Rook
said.
f8?
I believe so.
Is there nothing there? It looks so passive. Well, it's true that he can only take. Only take the pawn.
That was maybe, but this was the final mistake.
Because there is this and threatens a lot of things.
Yeah, because I think the computer said I was still okay here if I don't take c7. I'm pretty sure like white is still in the game. I forget how though. And my memory could be faulty, but I do believe rook takes c7 was the final big mistake.
Would it be bishop d3? Because this time if you exchange queens, then this falls and white's rook is more active. So yeah, that looks nice. I'm really thinking of this one. It's the only thing I can come up with.
I'm trying to remember why rook takes c7 was so bad though.
Well, he played both. He's attacking this. He's threatening checks everywhere.
Well, no, but I think I play h3. I play h3, I believe, and then it's because of g. Okay, it's just because he gets the back rank. Okay, that's why. Because he wins my queen here. That's why.
Can't really do anything.
Yeah. No, it's over once I took on c7. Yeah, that I remember now. I never should have let him get to the back rank. Yeah, because G1 was the problem.
Yeah, here he's cutting you off, so he plays bishop f2 first, and then he gives some check, and yeah, nothing to do really. Interesting game. In this one, you also
it doesn't work. Sorry, I was looking at rook e2, but he just checks me.
Yeah. Or checks. Yeah, check is better. Just checkmate. I felt it was kind of similar, like the mistake you made. You played f5, you allowed some trades and gave him a color in which he made himself strong. Kind of similar to the mistake you made in the other game. I think here you should be fine. I don't know if b3, b4, which one is the move. I would really like to make this work, because if the move is bishop a7, which I highly suspect that it is, I really like this, and this is looking great. Maybe f5 will become in the future if.
But
if
now I'm a bit more prepared. Yeah, it was premature, right? Like, and I gave him the e5 square, but.
Yeah, and your f6 never comes. Yeah.
Yeah, all my pieces were in the back rank except for the knight, so it was too early.
The good news, despite you said that you were losing many games, still getting great positions. That much is true. Out of the opening, you're always.
My openings are not bad, right? You normally don't have to lecture me on the openings, which is.
Yeah. No need. You have good prep. But yeah, interesting games, and some of them are mistakes that always have to do with weakening some squares or some color complex, I believe. That's a very common thing. And well, in some of these games, mishandling the space advantage a little bit, allowing some trades that maybe you shouldn't have allowed, and well, that relieved your opponents a little bit.
Yeah. I'll be interested once you start to look at my Dutch games, because it sounds like I don't know how many of your students play the Dutch. Are there many or
no?
Really? Oh, so it'll be fun for you. It'll be fun because the positions are completely different, right? Like they're their own thing. You don't really get them out of. And especially because I don't play the Stonewall, so you're not even going to get those familiar positions. It's purely the classical Dutch, so it's really different, but
It's pretty unique, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, especially, I mean, lately I've been playing more of the B6 stuff, the B6 lines. But if I play true classical with D6, you get really weird, unique positions with that, like D6, and then you go like knight E4, and they play like knight E2, and then you go knight takes E2, and but you get, yeah, it's interesting, but. I like some of the lines with B6. It's like a better version of the Duchamp lines in the Nimzo. Do you know what I mean? Like the
Okay.
bishop. What is it? Bishop. When White plays bishop G5. You know, and then like bishop G5. It's been so long since I played the Nimzo, but like bishop G5, and then like H6, bishop bishop H4, G5. Bishop G3. Yeah, it's like, but the Dutch, you get better versions of that because you have a pawn in F5. But it's like
already there.
but it's the same. So yeah, but
Well, I will take a look at the Dutch. I mean, I will. In fact, I will filter your games through the Dutch so I can focus on that. Yeah.
yeah, and then look at my. You know how to look up a player's win rate, right? Like you know how to filter by player on Lichess, right? You know
Yeah, on Lichess.
Yeah, so do that check that out for me on move one. Like when I switched from knight F6 to F5, like my win rate is better right out of the gate. Even when I didn't even know how to play the opening, the first 5 games, like I'm already a better win rate. I don't know.
So it was a good switch.
Yeah, and it's just because I get the opening on move one. Which is awesome. Move one and I'm just repeating myself, but played against everything. Played against D4, C4, knight F3. I think I even played against knight C3 now, because and even some other lines you can play it because almost everything just transposes. It's kind of a systematic opening. It's kind of like, you know how the London is systematic. The Dutch. I mean, obviously you don't want to play it against E4. But
against anything that's not E4, you're just gonna play F5 then.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, okay. I'll let you go now. I tomorrow you have a lesson. Is with a student. Is his name Paul?
Paul?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's a short name though, right? Tomorrow. Anyways.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, because he was watching my stream and he said he has a lesson with you tomorrow. Was he lying?
Tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Not that I remember.
Okay.
Remember.
Oh,
but let Paul talk to me. So
I don't know if his name is Paul. I might have his name wrong, but there was a guy in my stream yesterday because I said I have a lesson with you today, and he said he has a lesson with you on Wednesday.
I will check that. Maybe
okay.
I don't remember. But
maybe he was making it up. You can't trust these people on the internet. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks again, and yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll look at the Dutch games next week or at some point.
Yeah. I will filter those. So we focus on the Dutch.
yeah. I think you have. It'll be interesting for you, anyways, right? Because it'll be kind of new. And,
yeah, it's a challenge for me. I know very little about the Dutch.
yeah, and the classical Dutch, as I say. So, which is there's even less information and
even rarer. Yeah, if it was at least the Leningrad, but no.
And also, there's not so many games for you to look at in the databases, like. Because and some of the ones that
get out of theory pretty quickly,
yeah. Well, I know. I mean, and it's not that respected, so you don't see like a lot of there's not so many Grandmaster games, but yeah. Okay, I'll let you go.
When you face it, it's tough. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks again, and I'll probably there's round 3, right? And then they take a break for the World.
Yeah, I think there's round 3 tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be following.
You have to
make the
recap. yeah. No break for you. Okay. Thanks again. I'll let you go.
Thank you,
okay.
Tyler.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm just shutting things down here on my end. Okay. Just, how come I cannot see? Oh, there we go. So, I saw a bunch of people come. A few people say hi. And I think there's still a few lurkers in around there somewhere. But I also think because it's the World Championship match that people are limiting and prioritizing what time they have on to watch chess online to watching the World Championship match. And I can't blame them. In fact, I've been doing the same. I'm pretty tired because I always get tired after a lesson, but I do think I'm going to push myself to do a puzzle streak. And so I will get ready to do that now. So let me just set up let me get my setup ready for my, with my headphones off. So let me just make a few adjustments here. Enable that. I have to get my microphone. Okay, and make sure that the volume works. And then I just want to set the board size down. So one thing I don't like with one of the recent Lichess changes is when you're changing the size of the board, there's no way to input it. You can only scroll it, and that is so annoying because I want to put in an exact number, and there we go. I got it 71%. Okay, so let me go to the puzzle streak, and here we go. Pick up a rook. Whoa. What the heck is this? So we go, is it King F1? Oh, that's a hard one for level 2. Black. Why are these so difficult today? Oh, God. That took me forever to find. Oh. Whoa there. So check, he comes in here. Then there we go. Take, take, take. Check. Take. X-ray defense on that. So there, oh, check, and we can take here. Which piece? Okay, that's a weird one. Oh, I didn't like that one here. That one there. So check. Didn't like that one either. Rook f6 maybe. Oh no, we take here. Queen e5. If I take with the rook, I am hitting f7. So if he protects f7, okay, yeah, then I can go queen g5 there. This is a tough match, I think, but this one picks up the queen. Take the knight. We have a million pawns. This picks up his rook. We're up the exchange. He doesn't have any play. Fork. Zwisch and Zug. Although, do I need to be careful after? No. We can just move it. This should win a piece. I'm just verifying because he can take our bishop, but I think I'll take there first. And if he goes knight here, I can just take. Okay. Yeah, we take the bishop first here. Order of operations. So can I take here? No, maybe I take with the knight. And then if I give a check, and he moves the king. No, that's not, this is not right. Is it maybe just, what is it here? I don't know. Take, check. What am I missing here? I'm pretty sure I'm just tired and this is really simple. Okay, maybe rook d1 because this is a check. But does that do anything here? Check? Doesn't do anything. What? Okay, so take, check. Rook d7 loses to me just taking his queen. Okay, so it takes rook b7. If he moves the king somewhere, then I guess this is strong enough. That was a hard one. Take. Take. check, and then I win his rook. But I'm down a lot of material to begin with here. But I'll be up the exchange at the end. So check, take, check. I'll be up the exchange. Check. Mate in 2. Take. If he takes my knight. Oh, I guess we have his Zug, but it's not protecting. It doesn't have to protect it. He's got 2 pieces under attack now. Take here. Maybe rook takes h4. Yeah, rook h4 looks good. He doesn't have any checks or anything. I should have updated the stream title, but I'm too tired. Okay, so let's take a look at queen takes. I don't see anything better for him than to... Actually, that's not true. He could give us a little check first. But then he's getting back rank mated. So I think he takes here, and that should be winning. Yeah, we just take... and take the knight. If he takes us on e1, be recaptured. Okay, that's not quite enough for me. I recapture with the bishop. Okay, so check. If he runs, I win his rook. If he runs here, I win his rook. So therefore he has to take. I give a check if he runs. Then I have check. Not quite. Okay, there you go. So rook f7, I think he has to take back. So rook f7, rook f7, rook f7. King h8. Then maybe queen h6. Queen h6, he's mating me? No, he's not. I'm covering f1. Okay, let's do that. And then I think queen h6. Because I don't see how he stops the mate. Black to move. Can't, this way wins his bishop. No, it doesn't. Sorry. So after bishop d3, then I simply attack it again. Yeah, he just gives it to me. We are black. So can I not take here? If he takes a rook, I have this Zug. Is it though? Because then he can go here. Okay, this requires some calculating. Yeah, so knight e2, rook takes d2. Knight takes c3 check. King c2. Bishop takes. So I don't know. I don't know if I can calculate the simple sequence, but knight e2, rook d2, knight takes c3 check, king c2, bishop takes d2. I'm up a piece there, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I should be up a piece there. It's a simple calculation, but or sequence, but I don't know. I'm getting old. Okay, so I'm looking at taking here first, and then we have this check. But all that does is trade material. Or does it? No, because we're going to keep the bishop, so that wins a bishop. Essentially, that wins a bishop. White. I want to get the rook here. Well, even that does nothing. Oh, there. Look at that. Bishop b7. What a find. Okay, but he has bishop d8. So maybe I have to. Yeah, X-ray E8 here with bishop C6. So if he runs a pawn, I just go check. He has to take, and then I'm promoting. And if he runs the king, rook E8, he can push. Yeah, this has to be it here. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the check. And then knight g3. Looks good. Yeah, I think it's rook takes h4, king g1, knight g3. I don't see how he stops mate. Okay, I'm doing well. Oh, I don't know how long, I didn't see how long this session took because, yeah, it wasn't the start of the stream. So let's take a look at this check. If he recaptures, well, I don't know. I figured that's going to be good enough though. Check. He doesn't want to walk into one of these, so he probably wants to go here or to the G file. And the problem for me, though, is I can't. Well, he doesn't want to go there because I'm going to take it with check. So, so check if bishop. If bishop f5, queen f5. He really only has one square, which is king g8. But then I have yet another check, and then he can't go to a dark square, so he has to go to king h7. Wait. My queen is there, isn't it? So rook f5, bishop f5, queen f5. Yeah, he's just screwed. Okay, that's it. Yeah. That's a nice little puzzle. Yeah, and then we take here. I like that one. Okay, last one. And it's pretty damn simple. Very nice. That went smooth, I gotta say. Okay, I'll get one wrong on purpose now. And even though I'm tired, I am going to play one game. And I might regret it because I'm very tired here. Here we go. Here we go. 1956 opponent. I think this is called like the big clamp. I think it's F4, yeah. And then it's kind of like a Grand Prix. And ugh. Maybe I'll play D5 actually. Okay, now this is, yeah, it's still, it's like a McDonald Grand Prix-ish. It's more like a McDonald than anything. Could play H5. Let's go H5. See what he has to say about that. I like my position. I was looking at Queen B6. F6, I kind of want to break here too, but that's a little scary. I wonder about a B6, bishop B7, start attacking down the diagonal. Okay, maybe I can go here. I guess he has G5 though. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed that. Yeah, I kind of regret that. Maybe I should have taken and then knight G6. I don't know. So G5. He doesn't play it. Am I going to learn from my mistake? Yeah, let's take now. And then maybe knight H4. He doesn't. Whoa! I don't know. Okay, I don't know what that was about. But I'll take it. I don't know. It was some weird mouse slip. Had to have been a weird mouse slip. And he doesn't resign. Yikes. Okay, bring in the knight. Yeah, because that's a lovely square. So let's go knight H4. And we'll plop it right into here. And then that also is a clearance for my queen to go to H4. I mean, I feel bad for my opponent. That was obviously like some mouse slip. Could bring in the other knight now. Or I could take and then play knight D4. Let's take and then knight D4. Then he has to go queen D1, then queen H4. This guy has a new account too, so I think he's a bit. Well, I mean, it was just a mistake he made. So what? We give another check, and then maybe bring in the. Let's just give a check first because it doesn't hurt. and just see what he does, and then maybe f6 or something. Well, maybe bring in the bishop. Yeah, bishop e7 looks pretty good. So let's just do that. Okay. Now I've got this check here. And then I think it's not quite mate, but I'll win the rook. I guess if he goes to, okay, he's just going to give me the rook. And then check here. Yeah. I think that's the quickest. Yeah, mate in 2, I think. Okay. Not a great game. He dropped his bishop. Okay, he resigns. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm really tired. Hope you enjoy the round 3 from the World Championship match coming up in 3 or 4 hours from now. Have a good night. See you next time. Take it easy.